Okay, just wondering if you could introduce yourself, if that's all right.
Okay, I'm Ione Ince. I'm a graduate of drama and creative writing here at Montfort.
Okay. Could you say a few words about why you came to counselling at DNU in the first place?
Yeah, I first came to counselling last year, during my second year. It was, I think it was about April time. I just everything was kind of getting on top of me and I didn't really know what to do. I've kind of battled with the issues I brought to counselling for quite a few years, but I thought it's kind of time to get it sorted, really.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Did you have any concerns about coming for counselling initially? Some people are nervous, they think they're mad, or they've heard bad things about counselling. Did you have any similar concerns? Or
yeah,
not?
I was definitely part of the group that thought, I'm nervous, they're going to tell me I'm a nut job and lock me up, lock me up to the cupboard or something like that. But yeah, I think as soon as you come to counselling, you have your first session, you realise that it's not like that at all.
How did your counsellor help you settle in then, in that case?
Well, we started off doing the evaluation sheets just so we could see where it kind of was, and then from that he kind of just sat me down and just started me talking. It wasn't really about anything in specific, it was more general, I suppose, but what could lead into it, I suppose. It just kind of made me feel more relaxed because it was so not chatty, I suppose. It wasn't like...
It just maybe created the right atmosphere for you to feel you could
definitely
start talking.
A lot more relaxed than I thought it was going to be.
Because people often say that about counselling, that it's a different type of relationship to what someone has experienced previously. So talking to friends or parents and what have you, it just feels different. You can be more honest, you can be more open.
Yeah.
This person has got your interests at heart. Is that how it
Yeah,
felt?
definitely. And also adding on to that, I think if you've ever seen counselling on the telly or a film, they're always sitting there with a big clipboard and a pen and they're staring at you. It's not like that at all. It's so just, it's like chatting to, not a friend, because there's always that barrier of they know you more than the counsellor does. So it's a bit more, you can say what you want because they won't judge you. It's just very relaxed, very, very different from what you expect.
How widespread do you think people's expectations of counselling are then? I mean, you said you're in the category of, they're going to call you a nut job and I don't know, put you away. Was that generally shared amongst your friends, would you say?
I think there's quite a wide spectrum, I suppose. I think some of my friends, I know a few of them have been to counselling as well, and they were very much, some of them were, I'm nervous, it's going to be bad. Whereas others were more like, I'm going to go, but I don't think it's going to help. Did
your friends influence your decision to come, or did you arrive at that yourself?
I was kind of heading that direction myself, but one of my friends did give me a push in this direction, I suppose.
And what made you want to keep coming back each week? So you come for your first session, you come for your second, your third. In fact, you stay the course. You can have all the sessions you want. What makes you want to come back each week?
I think it's the sense of once you start thinking about your issues or whatever problems you bring to counselling, as soon as you start talking about them, for me it was like a great weight had been kind of lifted, and it was more like, you can talk about these things with your counsellor and they will help you. It's not like they're going to sit back and say, oh, well, that's interesting.
And so you make a connection. So if that happens in the first session and this weight lifts, you say, well, that's going to keep on happening, and actually I want to keep on feeling this way, so I'm going to keep coming back.
I found that at the end of my first session, and indeed the other sessions that followed, it was like the end of the session, I'd leave the room and I'd be like, oh, well, I've had a good session, I've said what I wanted to say, and I've said things I didn't think I was going to say, and I've drawn some conclusions about myself.
Because a lot of people, my perception of counselling is that the conversation tends to unfold in unexpected directions sometimes.
Certainly, yeah.
Okay, you found that, did you?
Definitely.
Okay. What might have happened if you had not come for counselling?
I dread to think, to be honest. I don't think I would have made it this far through uni, certainly. I don't think I probably would have dropped out or something like that, because it was very much affecting my studies. I don't think I would have been able to carry on. I just don't think I'd be as happy with myself as I am now, which is...
Because you remember, we asked 2 questions about whether someone is thinking of leaving university and the extent to which their studies are being affected by their feeling. So you might have left, or you would have stayed, but it would have been
I think I would have stayed, but it would have been a train wreck. My grades just would have gone right down, I think. So, yeah.
Yeah, okay. So the positives were just having someone to talk to within this context. Anything else stand out for you that you remember gaining from your sessions?
Yeah, I think the thing I found with my counselling sessions, it kind of, we talked about things, but in relation to my interests, because I'm a drama student and I do writing, so we kind of spoke about things and issues that were brought up in culture, so like books and plays and things like that. And it was interesting for me because I do like looking at that kind of thing. I do find issues in culture interesting. So
actually, your counsellor tailored the way he worked to your needs. Yeah. He understood you, where you were coming from, and that was an integral part of what you then did in the session.
If anything, that just made it that much more. That made me that much more driven to talk and to get things sorted, because I was like, well, we're talking about things that I understand. That's the big thing. I understood everything my counsellor was saying, and
sounds as if you really got on well with them.
We did, yeah. We had a yeah.
Did he recommend any books to you, or films or anything?
He recommended a lot of books to me. A lot of text on existentialism and things like that, and then I gave him some.
And before counselling, you never would have imagined that a session could end up with
oh God, no, definitely not.
Book recommendations or anything like that?
No, I was very much expecting some sort of like white clinical, go sit in that chair and I'm going to sit with this big pad. But nothing like that at all. I'm very glad.
And would you go back for counselling if necessary? You're completely open-minded to it.
Yeah, definitely. I've always thought that if you go through life and you have an issue, there's no point kind of from now on. I think there's no point kind of brushing it to a side. If it's going to get in the way, go and sort it. Get it sorted out, and it doesn't matter when you need the help, go and get it.
Because otherwise there's a train wreck.
Otherwise there's a train wreck, yeah.
Just quickly, in terms of setting up your counselling sessions, how did you find just doing that from a practical point of view, from turning up, in person, to arrange an appointment and all of that? Was it easy? Was it? Did you find it, confidential? Not just your counsellor, but everyone else involved in the service. They helped.
Actually, I set mine up over the internet because I was sitting at home and I thought, right, I'm going to do it. So I got the form out and I was filling the form in, and I was very, very unsure whether to click send or not. And in the end, I did. Which was a big thing, and then I had this little panic attack, oh my god, and I got the email through, and I was like, yeah, no, I'm going to do it.
So in fact, that option of not having to come in person could have made the difference between
I don't think I could have come in in person. That was just too, I don't know, a bit daunting, I suppose. Yeah. But then, of course, when you turn up for your session and you go in and everything, I mean, the receptionist's lovely, and you just go straight through, and there's no questions or dodgy looks thinking, why are you turning up? It's very much a friendly atmosphere.
Good, okay. Anything else you'd like to add? Any further comments or?
Just that I'm very thankful to have been able to take part in the counselling, and I'm very glad that it's all kind of helped and it's all sorted now.
Good. Well, I really appreciate you coming in to do this. It means a great deal to all of us, so yeah. Okay, well, I wish you all the best, and thanks for coming in.